Shalom. We want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rachaha Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders, a great millstone who does lead and rule well. Salutations, or shalom to all you hopefully elect Akim, pushing out this word in sincerity and in truth throughout the four corners of the earth. And salutations also to all you Akim and Aqua for listening and learning, preparing yourselves here in these last days, all right? To the entire household of faith, fighting this good fight of faith, we want to say shalom. This is your brother Daquar from the DC camp. And just going to do words to my thoughts, or words to our thoughts in this case. You know, as we on our way to camp, and we just thinking about it, you know, hate not laborious work or laborious work, man. You know, in fact, that's you can get that start with that. Sirach 7:15. You know, hey, because you know that this is a labor of love. This is work. You know, and we understand we got our other jobs and all our another. You know, we got work in this life, but this comes first, and you shouldn't hate it, man. Just the fact of studying or reading is something that's good for you, that you should want to do. In fact, really, you know, when I came up with the whole concept of the words to my thoughts, you pretty much, you gotta labor, you gotta dig, you know, that's what it means, you know, digging, you know, like husbandry. You gotta dig or research to find the words that you have in you, but you gotta get it brought out of you, like education. So you know it, you know what you're trying to say, but you don't have the words. That's where the studying comes in. That's where the gaining the understanding comes in, man. You know, doing research, finding different articles, that's a part of the labor, you know, and you shouldn't hate it, because you get wisdom from it, man.
God, this is Sirach 7:15. It says, hate not laborious works, neither husbandry which the Most High have ordained.
See, the Heavenly Father ordained this, man. He prescribed this for us to do, you know. Right. Like the scripture say, as it was our mind to go astray, so being returned seeking 10 times more. Now a part of that is or seeking him is searching him out. Yep. Searching out this work. It's not gonna come easy to us. But when you do it this way, you learn. You actually learn it, man. Yahweh Shah said, learn of me, right? You know? So another one. Oh, go ahead.
This is Matthew chapter 7, verse 7. It reads, ask and it shall be given you. Seek and ye shall find. Knock and it shall be open unto you. You know? And it's about how much do you want it. You know? Because the scriptures tell you to work for your salvation, man. You know, strive for your crown. It says in Sirach 4:28, it says, strive for the truth unto death, and the Lord shall fight for you. So this ain't gonna be something just gonna be handed to you. You know, you gotta work for this thing. In Hebrews 4:11, it says, labor therefore that we shall enter into our rest, man. Yeah. You know? So this is gonna be work, man. You know?
Yeah. Hey, and we our job as the prophets, you know, which, you know, Lord will we be those men. But we making it plain upon tables, man. You getting the information, like Apostle I say, eat the whole road, you know, but then digest it. You getting that information so that you can now make these meals for the others, man. Just like it was done for us. All right, if the apostles and elders didn't labor, we wouldn't understand a lot of these scriptures, man. If the men didn't labor to put these words together, we wouldn't have this knowledge. So now we got to do our part. So can you hold the Sirach 1? It's the prologue of Sirach I want to get. You know, because it goes into that work that they did. It's also another one in 2 Maccabees, the second chapter, where it goes into the abridgment, which means you pretty much, it's like giving a summary of a whole book. You know, because you can't write every single detail. So you gotta labor. You ever had to write an essay, you know, and get the main points? You gotta labor to do that, man. All right, you got that out?
This is Sirach 1, the prologue. It says the prologue of the wisdom of Yahushua, the son of Sirach, whereas many and great things have been delivered unto us by the law and the prophets, and by others that have followed their steps, for the which things Israel ought to be condemned for learning and wisdom, and whereof not only the readers must need be not only the readers must needs become skillful themselves, but also they that desire to learn be able to profit them which are without.
Yeah, meaning, hey, when you reading this, you gotta be skillful enough to learn it, retain this information, and then the others, you gotta get this information so you can give it to the ones who don't. You know, keep going.
It says both by speaking and writing, my grandfather Yahushua, when he had much given himself to reading of the law and the prophets and other books of our fathers, and had gotten therein good judgment, was drawn on also himself to write something pertaining to learning and wisdom.
See that? Because where did he get all that information from? He studied our forefathers, as the scriptures tell us to do. You know, he studied, and then he was able to write a book.
Right.
You know, that gives wisdom according to the Lord's wisdom, man.
Right. Romans 15:4.
Yeah.
And things written aforetime were written for your learning.
Exactly, and you gotta keep it in mind that we're doing those same things today. It don't seem like it, because we in the process of, hey, when they was doing it, they probably didn't think it was gonna be as great as it is now, as helpful as it is now, man. You know, but the Lord prescribed this work for us to do for a reason. Was that it on that?
Yeah.
Just the whole.
Nah, it wasn't.
Keep going on to the end of that. You don't have to read verse 1, but just the whole prologue.
It says, reading up again, it says, to the intent that those which are desirous to learn and are addicted to these things might profit much more in the living according to the law. Wherefore, let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words.
Yo, it said, be them that addicted to it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the greatest athletes, they love what they do, man.
Right.
You know, it's like, yo, this is like my man KD. Everybody know, that's my favorite player, but he's always in the gym. So his work ain't work to him, man. You know, he loves it. He don't hate it. You wouldn't get that far if you hate what you do. You know, so that's why I'm saying we ain't supposed to hate this work. Keep going.
It says, wherefore let me entreat you to read it with favor and attention, and to pardon us, wherein we may seem to come short of some words, which we have labored to interpret.
See that? They labor to interpret this stuff, man. Just like we doing. You know? Just like all these different translations of the Bible so it can become easier to understand. Well, we have the best perspective, and we breaking it down just the same way, man. But they had to do that. They had to labor to interpret some of these words, to translate these words. Hey, the apostles, elders, they always say, go into words, man. You know, learn the basics of the Hebrew. You know, this is all a labor. It's work. It's digging. It's husbandry. But this is what it's supposed to be like, man. Cause like right after that, if you doing husbandry, right, you cooking. You planting. All right, and you gotta continuously look after that thing, and then later it bears fruit, man. You get to eat the fruits of your labors. That's where that saying comes from, man. You know. So in this case, we're able to get understanding. You know, we're able to get wisdom, understand the mysteries. You know, but you're not gonna get that if you hate it. If you just stop doing the work, then the spirit start. You ain't got no oil left, man. You know.
Continuing.
Yeah.
It says, "For the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the laws itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. For the 8th and 13th was Salaki, for the 8th and 13th year coming into Egypt, the Euphrates was when Egypt was kings." And continuing there some time, I found a book of no small learning. Therefore, I thought it most necessary for me to bestow some diligence and travail to interpret it.
See that? Diligence and travail to interpret this thing. Keep going.
Using great watchfulness and skill in that space to bring the book to an end, and set it forth for them also, which in a strange country are willing to learn, being prepared before in manners to live after the law.
And that's the other part of it. Yeah, that's all. You know, you can hold Sirach 6 and 18, but yeah, it's not just for yourself. You got to think about that, man. You are feeding yourself, but you also feeding others, man. You helping others that's willing to learn. Once you're able to get that knowledge, then, because remember, you be having people come up to the camp and be like, yeah, I be preaching in my own way, but you don't even have it yourself. So how you gonna really teach somebody else? You gotta actually go through it, do the work and labor to get this understanding, man. You know, that made me think. This is Sirach 24 and 34. It says, "Behold, that I have not labored for myself only, but for all them that seek wisdom." Okay. We not laboring just for yourselves, man, but for everybody that's seeking wisdom. You know, we supposed to be that light that's shining, so that they can, the ones in darkness, they see. You know, you got that in Sirach 6.
This is Sirach 6 and 18. It says, "My son, gather instruction from thy youth up, so shalt thou find wisdom to thine own old age. Come unto her as one that ploweth and soweth, and wait for her good fruits."
You see, that's talking about getting wisdom. You come to her as one that ploweth and that soweth, and wait for her good fruits. Like I said earlier, man. Because afterwards the fruits coming. We commanded to bear fruit, man. You know. So if you hate this is the way. You can't hate this work, man. All right. Like the Shah said earlier, you labor to enter into the rest. That's a part of this thing. All right.
Continuing, it says, "For thou shalt not toil much in laboring about her, but thou shalt eat of her fruits right soon."
See, because it's not going to be for nothing that you know what we doing. We're going to get the understanding of the things that we seeking for. The scriptures talk about what it say in Wisdom of Solomon in the 9th chapter. Hardly do we guess aright, you know, but with labor do we find out the things that are before us, man. You know, roughly paraphrasing. You know, you got to do this thing. Yeah, you got to labor to find out even some of this stuff, man. You know,
right? And that word "toil," just a Google definition. Exhausting physical labor. You know, so you don't get overwhelmed by the labor and the difficultness of labor, because sometimes, like Apostle Tahar say, you get lazy minded. You know, your mind don't want to go further. You know, because even when you start to read a chapter, that first verse, if you actually researching and digging, it could take it's like a rabbit hole, man. You digging. Oh damn, I ain't know this, I ain't know that. You know, and you keep going. You know, and then now when it's time for the second verse, Jake will be tired, man.
Yeah.
You know, but you gotta desire what's going to come of it more so than being exhausted.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly. The scriptures talk about in Ecclesiastes, the 12th chapter. It says talks about the making of many books and there's no end. You know, this thing you ain't gonna never find out everything. That's how we know that there's no reason that you can have no information. But it also says that much study is a weariness of the flesh.
Yeah.
You know? So we understand that it's a work. It's studying is a labor. You know? But you're not supposed to hate this kind of labor because it's not like we know we got the main source. So we got the guide. Now it's just finding out of the guide, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, learning of Yahweh Shai. That's what it is, man. You know?
Come on, there's more on this.
Okay.
This is Sirach 6:20. It says, she is very unpleasant to the unlearned. He that is without understanding will not remain with her. She will lie upon him as a mighty stone of trial, and he will cast her from.
See, he that was without understanding won't last, man. You're not going to remain with her, because hey, look, you see people that, you know, they don't really, like, they just breezing through school or whatever it is, man. They not really studying. They not really. That's why they ain't having good grades, because they ain't really love it. You know, that's essentially how it is with this. Except, hey, the ones that's really of the Lord, the ones that is going to find that understanding, you know, the ones doing the Lord's will is going to get that fruit. They're going to get the understanding, and it's going to stay with us. You know, but you got to have a love and a passion of this thing, man. You know, like the scriptures say, you forgotten your first love. You know, keep going.
Reading 21 again, it says, she will lie upon him as a mighty trial, Salak, as a mighty stone on trial, and he will cast her from him ere it be long.
They must have crashed into each other. Stupid.
Yeah, he did. You know, but yeah, wisdom, because wisdom will try you, man. You know, you'll have Jake that's out here. They'll constantly come around. They'll constantly, you know, wear their fringes or whatever the case may be. But wisdom is going to try you, man. You know, you're going to see what has been obtained. You know, and at some point in time, those trials, when it's all right, for instance, a brother has an issue with another brother. You know, well, if wisdom not truly supping with you, you're not going to do the right things concerning that situation. You're not going to be able to apply wisdom because she's not supping with you. You know, and then you're going to reject it. You know, because wisdom is going to be brought to you, or the judgment of wisdom is going to be brought to the case, and you're not going to like it, man. You know, that's how the unlearned is going to be found out. Continuing, it says, for wisdom is according to her name, and she is not manifested unto many. Give ear, my son, receive my advice, and refuse not my counsel. And put thy feet into her fetters, and thy neck into her chains. You got to become a prisoner of this thing, man. You know, you got to be, just like the Shaw said earlier, you got to be like KD, man. You got to be obsessed with obtaining this goal, man. Or you are in the wrong occupation, you know? Because the men of the Lord is going to seek it, man. They're going to want more of it. Just like King Solomon. He asked for what? He asked for wisdom. You know?
Yeah.
You had something?
No, I mean, I got something. If you finish.
It says, bow down thy shoulders and bear her, and grieve, Salaki, and be not grieved with her bonds. Come unto her with thy whole heart, and keep her ways with all thy power. Search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee.
See that?
And when thou hast got her, Salaki, and when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go.
Yeah. See? So especially if you know you got this thing, you know it's the truth. You know, let her not go. How did you get it though? Because you labored when you had that honeymoon stage, when it was the love. You was laboring. You was into this thing. Well, guess what? That's what it takes to keep her.
Yeah.
You know. This is John 6:27. It says, "Labor not for the meat which perisheth, but for that meat which endureth unto everlasting life, which the Son of Man shall give unto you. For him have the Most High, for him have the Most High the Father sealed." Okay, so we laboring for the meat that's never gonna perish, man. But this is a part of the labor. Okay. Can you get Hosea? I think it's 5. No, Hosea 10 and 12.
This is Hosea chapter 10, verse 12, it says, sow to yourselves in righteousness, reap in mercy, break up your fallow ground, for it is time to seek the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua till he come and rain righteousness upon you.
Yeah, that goes into the husbandry again, man. You know, breaking up the fallow ground. That's you coming out here and you planting that seed amongst Jake. This is a part of the work too, man. And you, like we said, the studying portion of it, you get better to come out here and do the thing. But this is a part of the labors too. Revelation 2 and 3 talks about how for the Lord's name's sake, you labored for his name's sake, man. You know? So this is, like I said, this is part of what the Lord prescribed, and it was going into husbandry. And the scripture says, for we are the Lord's husband, laborers, we are laborers together, we are the Lord's husbandry. You know? Scriptures say. All right? But it was something else I wanted to grab.
Go back to Sirach real quick.
Okay.
A couple more. Verse 27 again, Sirach 6 and 27, it says, search and seek, and she shall be made known unto thee. And when thou hast got hold of her, let her not go. For at the last thou shalt find her rest, and that shall be turned to thy joy. Then shall her fetters be a strong defense for thee, and the chains a robe of glory. A robe of glory, man. You know how you'll have older men that have that reputation of being wise, man. You know, that's a wise man, and he have stories about him, of how he applied wisdom. You know, wisdom is going to shine and make you glow. You know, once you sup with him. You know, and just not to brown nose, but the look at our apostles, man. You know. When you hear about the stages that they, the 10 years that they was basically just preaching to the wind, and then look what came of it, man.
Exactly.
You know, that's an example of wisdom shining onto you, man.
Yeah, they used to had the marathon classes.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, we could close on Luke 10 is 144. Luke 10 and 2. You know? Called out here going crazy, so I was gonna try to read it.
This is Luke chapter 10, verse 2. It says, therefore said he unto them, the harvest is truly great, but the laborers are few. Pray ye therefore the Lord of the harvest that he would send forth laborers into his harvest.
Yep, and that's it, man. The harvest is great. But we need more laborers, man.
It's a lot of work to do.
It's still a lot of work to do, man. But it's ready. You know? We just gotta keep working. So, like we said, the title, hate not laborious work, man. Or laborious work. We understand that this is a labor, man. You know? But you're supposed to love it, man. If you want to Yahushua, you will love this thing, man. Okay? And you will love when you see what comes of the work that you do. All right. So with that, Lord willing, that was edifying. To the next lesson, we want to give our praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Kakodash. To the next one, we want to say Shalom.